All the X-Men figures that LEGO have put out so far are really great, but there aren't enough of them, so I've had to turn to customs. Last week, I did a review on the KO Customs Beast and Colossus figures, and both of them are really great, and I talked about how I wanted to get their Iceman and also their Nightcrawler figure, but they were sold out, and I didn't think I'd be able to get them. Luckily for me, Geek Over40 on Instagram runs the Geek Exchange once a month, and I was able to get them from a seller on there. Very excited to look at these figures and give them a review, so let's get into it. Just like Beast and Colossus, both these figures feature custom prints with their rendered designs, and all the parts of these minifigures are individually bagged inside these cases, which are really nice. I love getting these hard plastic cases, and they really protect the figures. And each of these prints ends up having a number, with my Nightcrawler being 32 and my Iceman being 33. Kind of funny that the numbers are so close. Iceman is a little lighter on the accessories, just having the figure with one head. Nightcrawler, on the other hand, has two alternative heads, a bunch of pieces to build a BAMF effect with a little instruction book, and a tail. For the first figure, let's get on into Iceman. Iceman ends up being a very interesting figure, being printed entirely on a transparent light blue body, which you usually don't end up getting from LEGO, but some factory workers end up printing these behind LEGO's back. And it gives a very cool look, pun fully intended, and gives it an icy sort of appearance. I think I would have preferred if it was on a satin body instead, a white glittery one. I think that would be a bit more accurate to my idea of Iceman. I know sometimes he's kind of portrayed as being fully ice, but I kind of picture him as that classic snowman type of material instead. But this is a very awesome figure. The printing on the torso is very similar to the Beast one, minus the hairlines and different textures on that chest design. But the abs are all pretty much in the same place, the belt's a little bit different, and the trunks are almost entirely the same with the same little Nike symbol crease. One good thing is, though, that since the body is completely the same color, you can bend it all around, the printing doesn't end up breaking up at all. They went a little bit above and beyond even, added some side leg printing to make those trunks go all the way around. And this figure really ends up being plain, just the simple details, because that's just what the character is. If you want to change it up a little bit, you can throw on a bandana, and then you have the ultimate X-Men Iceman. So that's just an idea for some customization. I was very excited to get this figure, just because Firestar came in the Daily Bugle, and now I'll have all of the Super Friends. I can display them all together on that Daily Bugle build. Definitely have to figure out a way to make an ice trail for Iceman. This figure is awesome. I'm glad to get another original X-Men. Let's get on to Nightcrawler. The Nightcrawler figure requires some assembly, putting on the tail and also building the BAMF effect, which we'll do first. Comes with its own printed instruction booklet. On the back, has that print again. It ends up being a pretty quick build, but is somewhat effective. I've seen some pretty awesome mocks online for BAMF effects, and they use like different transparent purples and whatnot. But this lilac build is pretty cool. I'm not sure if these are official LEGO pieces or if they're dyed or something, but these colors seem a little bit different than what I've seen, so maybe it could go either way on what they are. And let's get the tail added to Nightcrawler. The print on the front is simple and just a red line. So you can put it either way with the tail kind of aimed upwards or downwards, however you see fit. This tail is actually a hard plastic piece, so you'd have to be a little careful if you had this figure compared to the LEGO ones, which are usually rubber. And then you can just put the torso on. Unfortunately, with all those extra parts stacked up on him, he'll end up being a little bit taller, which is kind of a bummer since Nightcrawler is usually one of the shorter characters on the team. But I think having those accurate details is more important than the character's height. And this figure honestly is perfect with all of that printing all the way around. And this modified red piece for those shoulder pads is awesome. And the hair piece is also cool. It is dyed to be this color. It's normally like a dark brown from the Elf line, I'm pretty sure. And it is, again, just perfect for Nightcrawler. This figure is easily one of my favorite custom figures now. And it's just amazing, like the wraparound on the legs is perfectly lined up. Same with the arms. And again, it's even on the inside, which is awesome to see. And I've complained about their figures in the past with the printing breaking up if you bend the legs, but that is not the case on this figure. It It goes black all the way around, even though these are just white legs. And I'm just very impressed with the amount of work that went into this. I know this is the version 2 of this character from KO Customs, and I would definitely say that this figure is way better than their original. Just quick switching out that head, and the other one ends up just being more of a neutral smile. Here they are right next to each other. I really enjoy that KO Customs usually gives 2 different heads, one of them being a more neutral one and one being more of a battle head. That helps a lot with displaying them and gives you a lot more options, and that's very appreciated. For the BAMF effect to work, it ends up having one of those clear action pieces on it, which you can put in a stud or use a clip connection to put it somewhere. These plant pieces have a bit of a loose connection, which makes it a little hard to put it on at first. And you can put Nightcrawler on, probably bend his legs a little bit to make it look a little bit more interesting. And he'll be popping out of the smoke effect, which is cool. Having that action piece at the base is awesome. That's a really great idea. And if you have more of them, you can change up the angle a bit more. But this is a good demonstration just on my stand, and just so you can see what it looks like. This figure's awesome, and I'm very excited to have both of the figures I reviewed today. Let's do a final review. I'm excited to get both of these figures for different reasons, just because they complete different teams in the Marvel Universe, with Iceman being another one of the original X-Men, so it goes with Cyclops, and the Jean Grey figure that nobody got because it was a Comic-Con figure, and of course Nightcrawler is one of those giant-size X-Men characters. Goes with Excalibur, and it's just a really fun character to get. With his unique teleporting ability, it'd be kind of fun to put him in any display. And Iceman is also really cool, being in that transparent color. I would say I'm much more interested in this Nightcrawler figure just with him being so much more detailed. And I'm, again, just really glad to be getting more X-Men characters. Hopefully someday we could get an X-Mansion set. That'd be really great to get something to display them in, just like the Daily Bugle. Of course, I could probably go and design my own, but I'd really like to get LEGO to do it, just because then there'd be stickers and everything. But let me know, out of the 4 KO Customs figures, which one is your favorite? I would definitely say it's between Colossus and Nightcrawler for me. If you want to see more custom minifigure videos, or the review specifically for Beast and Colossus, check out the rest of the videos on my channel. I've been BrickRadYap, and I'll see you in the next video.